think for a lot of members of Parliament, going into a situation where you are a member of the opposition is not so difficult when you enter, because of course you've been in opposition all during the campaign. Everything that you've been saying has been in opposition to the sitting government. So, you know, what you're used to saying and doing and thinking is no different inside the Parliament from outside the Parliament. So yes, there's a disappointment if you expected the party to win, but I'm afraid in 1987 we didn't expect to win. So I kind of knew what I was, you know, going to be facing. And that was not a surprise, therefore. The big surprises were 41 women only, you know, over 600 members of Parliament. And so I had come from a place, although similar at Imperial, but where I had been respected and treated equally as a scientist. I didn't have a problem at Imperial. Immediately I was in the Commons, I knew I had a problem being a woman. There was overt sexism, people were patronising, it was a very, very difficult environment, and there was a lot of intimidation. And there was, it was a time when the whips of both parties were absolutely dominant, and so it was like children joining a school class for the first time, and the rest of the pupils had been there and were well established, and so it was the new kids have got to be demonstrated to be, you know, hopeless failures and kind of, you know, oddballs or whatever. There was a lot of pressure. And the second thing, which was really quite extraordinary, and fortunately because of the Citizens Advice Bureau I was equipped to deal with it, but that pressure from the constituency was enormous. It was partly because I had a very high profile, but when I arrived there was a sack full, literally a sack of mail waiting for me, people wanting me to deal with their problems. My surgeries were absolutely overwhelmed. So the amount of work and the fact that you had to take on all of that, people demanding of you, at the same time you had to be performing, you had to be speaking, you had to be asking questions, and everything just about was unfamiliar. So getting lost was what used to happen, you know, literally getting lost. I asked for a map, I went to the library, I said, can I have a map please? He said, madam, security. You know, it was a place where people really tried to put you down, actually. And I spoke out about it quite a few times, but the men just told me, stop whinging.